With that
Oh, you don't like these fellas?
no, but it's like it's.
What's my channel, man?
It's his channel, though.
What's my channel, man? Bro, Julian, get out of here, man.
For a bit of context, AFTV contributor Julian has literally pointed to the Palestinian badge, mocking it right before Saeed conducts his interview with Robbie of AFTV about Manchester United's 1-1 draw with Arsenal. Credit to Saeed for standing his ground, right? You could tell Saeed was deeply offended as he has been speaking up about the people in Gaza all the time, FP every day. Read a mandem over there. For an AFTV contributor to walk up to somebody to mock them for a badge is simply disgraceful, and this sort of behavior, propaganda, Zionism, needs to be eradicated. I'm not one to hate on AFTV. Many a times I always watch Robbie, but even then the reaction that Robbie gave to Saeed was distasteful. Because imagine the shoe was on the other foot, he was wearing a Black Lives Matter badge, and Saeed or Julian were mocking it, he wouldn't be comfortable with it. And the problem I have isn't the fact that he's Jewish. Another problem I have is the fact that he kicked off Mo off of AFTV. As you can see there, a few years ago, Mo, who was a contributor ever since AFTV started, right, got booted off by AFTV for a Palestinian badge. They didn't want to get involved in politics, and they posted about Julian suffering from anti-semitism to try to defend the case. But don't you think that it's a little bit bad to just laugh instantly, whether it's uncomfortable or not? Like, credit to Saeed. Like, he could have handled that. He couldn't handle that any better than he did. He could have literally cussed out Julian there and then, started arguing with him. Instead, he saw that he was filming, he just got on with it. And what was even sadder than this, right, is that they conducted their interviews on AFTV and the badge was removed. And it's such a shame that while AFTV's content is good, can be over dramatic, they say the wrong thing at times, I've done that. But for them to involve themselves in politics where they shouldn't do in a bad way, to defend this guy is embarrassing. In my opinion, I find Julian massively unbearable on AFTV. He makes Arsenal fans look arrogant, entitled, and simply disgusting. I used to watch like many a podcast, like Invincible's podcast, but because he's on there, I stopped. That guy comes across like an unlikable human being that simply thinks he's better than everybody else. He can get his views to fuck. Like I said, credit to Saeed for sticking his ground on his channel, and credit to everybody calling out for this stupid behaviour. And as for Robbie, credit to him, he's lost a lot of weight, pioneering the AFTV YouTube scene, football fan scene. He needs to get his act together. It's a shame he hasn't spoken up about, you know, what's going on in Gaza compared to what Saeed is doing. Because pretty sure if it was a situation regarding his country, Jamaica, or any other nationalities he has with, he would be speaking up about it. Like Ty when he says Black Lives Matter, shout out to the NHS. Yeah, I just thought I'd say something. Julian, I can't stand him. Need to get him off AFTV if they're going to actually save themselves and their reputation. They can't just be spewing out all of this nonsense and let it get away with it. It is absolutely abhorrent. Knowing him, he'll get offended by it, preach anti-Semitism, and then be back on an AFTV watch along, just